Now, Star Wars The Bad Batch is finally here, and it was definitely worth the wait. That's all I'm going to say without getting into spoilers. So, if you have not seen the episode, I would recommend watching it first before the spoiler review. Now, today is May 4th, but when this video uploads, it will not be May 4th, but I just want to say May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day. Now, with the future of the channel, we're not going to completely devote the channel to the Bad Batch over the summer because it's literally going to be going almost the entire summer. I'm going to be watching all these episodes right when they come out, and if there's something I feel like I need to talk about, like a theory or anything, or if something big happens in the episodes, then I'll do a review, but I'm not going to review each individual episode. So basically, our Bad Batch related videos will be if anything big happens, or if I have a theory about something, and of course, when the show ends, I'll do like a full review of the Bad Batch, so watch out for that when the show ends. There's going to be 16 episodes, so I believe it's ending in like August. Now, first of all, I really like what they did at the beginning with transforming the Clone Wars logo into the Bad Batch logo. Because this is an expansion of the Clone Wars, it's a sequel slash spin-off series following the Bad Batch. I really liked that. And then, of course, we get to see the end of the Clone Wars, or what the Bad Batch are doing basically right after Season 7. Now, the episode starts with the end of the Clone Wars, of the Bad Batch fighting alongside the Jedi. And there's actually a familiar face. There is a young Caleb Dume. If you don't recognize the name, he goes by Kanan Jarrus in Star Wars Rebels. He's actually voiced by the same voice actor, but he's a kid, so that's a little bit weird, but it was still fun to see nonetheless. An issue I've had with a lot of modern pieces of Star Wars content is that a lot of Jedi seem to have actually survived Order 66. But it actually turns out the reason Kanan survived is not because like he just escaped, but it's actually because he was actually helped by the Bad Batch. So that's a really cool detail they put in there, and I really like that, and I really appreciate that. We also got to see some I know this is quick, but we actually got to see some Revenge of the Sith scenes in Clone Wars animation, something I've wanted to see for a long time. Revenge of the Sith is widely viewed as the prequel movie that actually feels a lot like Star Wars, and the Clone Wars is the by a long shot the most appreciated aspect of the prequel era. So it's nice to see like a mix of those two. And like that was just really cool to see. We also got to see Saw Gerrera, which was really cool. I mean, he was barely in the episode, but it's nice because I feel like they're kind of bridging now the Clone Wars and Rogue One Saw Gerrera because they feel very much like different characters. I watched Rogue One before the Clone Wars, so when I actually watched the Clone Wars and found out that guy was Saw Gerrera, I'm like, wait, that's Saw Gerrera? But in terms of like his voice and everything, I can see now how he's transitioning from the young Saw Gerrera to the older Saw Gerrera. So I'm very excited to see more of him in the show because I know there is going to be more of him. I feel like the reveal of Crosshair, being Imperial and not, staying with the Bad Batch, I feel like that would have been more effective if I hadn't known it ahead of time because there were a lot of theories about this happening. And not only that, but like there were like merchandise leaks of an Imperial Crosshair. So, like again, I knew this before going into the episode, so I kind of saw it coming when Crosshair started acting weird at the beginning of the episode. But it's still, I think, a good twist, and I think that's going to be very interesting to see Crosshair facing off with his brothers. And you can actually see it's not his fault. It's the inhibitor chip. And what's actually interesting is how we're going to see the evolution of the clones. We know that in Solo, which is actually only 5 years after Revenge of the Sith, it already looks like it's right before A New Hope. So what exactly happens to all the clones? Why does Tarkin and the Empire hold production on that? They actually talked about that in this episode. So I'm just curious to see that. I'm curious to see how this evolves. If this series goes on like for a long time, we could actually see quite a bit of that, which I'm actually very excited about. And maybe even Crosshair has a redemption arc. But I'm very excited to see what they do with all of these characters. And then, of course, there's Omega, the new character. I had a feeling I would either really love this character or really hate this character. I actually do really like this character. Child characters in Star Wars have kind of been a mixed bag. I mean, there's young Anakin, which I know it wasn't his fault. And then, of course, there's Grogu, which like everyone loves. So it's kind of been a mixed bag. I really do like Omega. I'm very interested in her origins and stuff like that. She seems like she's going to be definitely a standout character in the show, and that just really excites me. I also want to congratulate D. Bradley Baker so far because he's doing a great job playing the 5 lead characters of the show, and like they have slightly different voices as well and different personalities, so he is just doing a great job voicing all of these characters. It must be very hard, and it must be a lot of hard work, but like it is definitely paying off. He's been playing clones for years, and he is now finally in the spotlight, not just playing the main character, but like multiple of the main characters. So that's just awesome, and I think he's doing a great job with his roles. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you. And if you haven't seen The Bad Batch, definitely go check it out if you are a fan of the Clone Wars or just a fan of The Bad Batch. In general, it's definitely worth a watch.